Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, where you is. I am Tom Connors. I am here. It is time for Midnight's Edge After Dark. With me, joining us once again, back after a long vacation. Six. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, say six.
Doing very well. Spring's finally here. Things are good.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, it feels more like summer where I'm at, but I guess
Yeah.
take it where we can get it. In this,
How warm is it?
It got up in the 70s today. It's down to 68 now, but
Oh,
it was a little cooler yesterday, but not too bad. But we also have joining us from the Great White North, Mr. CC Karaoke.
Hello there.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I've taken a break from channel work for the first time in a couple of months and playing some Zelda.
Excellent.
So I've been enjoying that.
I think
yeah,
your,
you were cranking out the
OBS thing's
videos
on.
for a while.
Yeah,
I can hear myself back up myself.
doing something like 8 a day. Just woke up first thing in
Am
the
I-
morning,
am I
started on
echoing?
channel all the way till bed.
Yeah,
Sleep wake
it's
up.
because of CC. I think you got your OBS stuff on or something because we're echoing back at ourselves.
Oh no, man! I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. We also have joining us the one, the only chicken nugget man himself, Clobbering Times.
Is it bad that I want chicken nuggets now?
No,
Even though I'm hungry and I want
but if
chicken
you were
nuggets.
made out of
It's
chicken
meant
nuggets and you
Right.
ate chicken nuggets, would that
It'd be
make you a
cannibalism.
cannibal?
to be
Definitely.
even worse. It'd be self cannibalism, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty bad.
Well, you
Unless
wouldn't
a whole race
starve,
of
but
nugget
would you
people.
die once you ate too much of yourself?
Yeah, unless you had a whole race of nugget people, it wouldn't work out too well. Yeah, probably should not be. Yeah,
Nugget people. That's like the Mogwai.
That's the new thing. Chick-fil-A's got to do, or McDonald's, or one of them is going to have a new bunch of characters for the kids to enjoy. The nugget people.
They had those. They quit using them though.
Did they really? I never heard of that.
You don't remember the little nugget guys?
No, I can't. No, I don't think so. But
Oh shit!
I remember a lot of the McDonald's. I didn't know they had a nugget ones. I know they had hamburgers and stuff that talk.
You
Was
see what
Mr. What's his face? Mr. McCheese? Was that? Yeah.
Yeah, you never
One of
seen
them.
these back in the day, man.
Oh, I probably did and just forgot.
Here we go.
I'm sure I was seen them. I seen them at somewhere. And chicken.
I've
nuggets.
seen fun. I've seen rain.
I like the
Since
Chick-fil-A
I've seen
nuggets better.
chicken nuggets, I've never been the same.
Oh, there you go. Wow, 1980s commercial chicken nuggets.
Chicken McNuggets. Give me first taste.
Hey,
Let's private eye until
there you go.
walk in.
Yeah, little McNugget guys.
They look like potatoes.
Yeah,
They kind of do look like potatoes.
they look like they're French fries.
But they're McNuggets.
Okay.
That commercial cost about $500.
Probably.
I remember when they used to make. Remember nugget? They used to have like white meat and dark meat nuggets. I was like, oh, I got a dark meat one. Yeah, what the hell?
Not anymore. It's
Not
all
anymore.
That's racist, Clobby.
True. It
Dark-
is.
dark
Wasted.
meat.
no.
I'm very downright bigoted when it comes to my nuggets.
So let's see here. We don't have any super chats. Remember? Oh, we got a super chat here now.
Yeah, we do.
Just got one. Well, I didn't see it at first. We don't have any member chats yet, but we got a super chat from Zontar who says Indianapolis 500 this Sunday. 32 of the best drivers in the world, and also Santino Ferrucci, trying to win the greatest spectacle in racing. Go Dixon. Dixon, your face. That's later tonight. Chat.
Are any of you
Got ahead of
guys
myself.
Racing fans? Car racing fans?
No, not really.
Mm.
I for those who are cool, it's
Yeah.
their thing. My kid brother was always into like motorbike racing and stuff, but like I just I never got the appeal of going in a circle real fast for hours at a time or what have you.
Hmm.
I think I can kind of understand more of the cross country kind of stuff or whatever, like the Le Mans or whatever, where they go on the
Yeah. See, I
Was
was
that-
always
yeah.
when I was a kid. When I learned about real racing, I was very, very disappointed it wasn't like the racing on Speed Racer. So if it had been like the racing on Speed Racer, I'd be the biggest fan.
I
They had
dated a
all the
man who
drama.
was really into NASCAR, and some of the best naps I've ever taken in my life happened on his couch on Sunday afternoons.
Well, I gotta imagine with like the ones that go in circles for hours, like
Yeah.
it's kind of like how I used to watch baseball. Like I'd come in somewhere around where I figured, but they'd be getting into the 7th or 8th inning, because at that point you can kind of already tell where the game's gonna go. Unless I got word that there was like a no hitter going on or something like that, then I'd be like, whatever. No sense in coming into like the 7th, because you're gonna just sit there and watch the same shit for 5 hours.
I love baseball. That's my
I
favorite
love
sport.
baseball too, but it's just watching it, especially when
More
with
fun
all
to
the
play is
crap
what
they
you're
had on
saying.
TV. It just well, they stretch it for so long, and they even added things that were supposedly to speed up the game. It didn't help. I don't know. Just watching it on TV, I just wait until I know the game's been on for like 2 hours, and never seems to fail. I'd always come in at about the 7th or 8th inning.
Gotcha.
I took to multitasking with baseball. It's the one sport where you don't have to be constantly watching it. You can kind of just like listen to it, have it on
Right.
the side
Well,
in the
that too.
background.
Yeah, you just kind of have it going, or like if my dad would message me or call me, "You watching the game?" or whatever. But I haven't seen a Brewers game in shit since before my kid graduated. Pretty much ever since I started working for Night's Edge.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I just did quick Karen at that point. Same thing about football. Just quick Karen.
Oh, I love football too.
I love
I do
real
too,
football.
but-
I love
The Bears.
the Bears. There you go. I love NFL, but after 50 years in love with it, it kind of.
I mean, growing up in
left me.
Wisconsin, Packers football is like a
Packers.
religion. So,
Oh,
like,
Bears and Packers fans can't get along.
oh hell no, no, Bears are the devil.
The Bears. They're
The
a storied
Bears.
franchise. The two most storied franchises, Bears, Packers. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Two of the
Who
oldest.
had a better Super Bowl shuffle song though?
I'm not gonna
the
lie, you guys
Bears.
had the cool
Nobody.
Super Bowl shuffle song.
I was mad at him for that though.
You've
Back
been
then,
in a hell of a lot more Super Bowls.
I loved the '85 Bears until they did that song.
Yeah, the '85 Bears are pretty badass.
I loved them,
Mhm.
but then when they did that song, I was like, oh no, I hate you for that. Now I want you to lose because we knew we knew they weren't going to lose. Yeah.
Refrigerator Perry's got it up on everybody else because he was a GI Joe.
We are
Like,
the Bears
yes.
shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you.
We're not here to start no trouble.
I have that on 45
Hey,
somewhere.
I don't know what it's worth, but it might be worth something. Mecca J says the latest Barbie trailer, or saw the latest Barbie trailer, and it looks good. Like they'll be doing a remix rap version of the Barbie Girl song. Yeah, I noticed that. I brought it up to the girls in the Toxic Femme chat because that was their only gripe of the first trailers we got was like, where's the Barbie Girl song? I said, yeah, I heard they weren't going to use it in it. I'm like, well, that's dumb. It's like, well, they're listening to the fans. Let's talk about this real quick. I watched the trailer myself. Did everybody else here watch it, or am I the only
Yeah, I
one?
did.
Is there a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't
Yep.
seen a new trailer. I saw one a couple months back.
No, it just dropped today. 60.
Oh crap! I see that.
Yeah, I don't remember the Barbie song, the Barbie Girl song in it. though,
Very,
so I don't
very
think
end of
I-
the trailer.
Yeah, I don't think I finished it, but I don't think that Barbie Girl song has any business being in a Barbie movie. If it's going to be based on true Barbie, the Barbie that I grew up with, that song should be nowhere near it.
Well, for the record, there was a big kerfuffle about it for years, and then they ended up buying the song rights or whatever. So for years, Mattel had been using it in their commercials. They changed the lyrics, of course, but they've been using it in the commercial. This is like a rap song with the Barbie song chorus, basically.
Oh,
So I highly doubt it's going to be the same kind of, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, dress me up and all that kind of crap. like
Yeah.
the original song.
but I think it looks great. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, Cece, what'd you think?
Well, I mean, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be good. I don't know how I feel about the fact that they're going to the real world at all. I love the sets in the Barbie world, and I would have no issues with them just staying there the entire movie. I think it'll completely change the feel once they go to the real world, which can be great. But it's like I'll be happy if they didn't too. You know?
I've seen people compare it to the Sonic movie in that respect, and I think what it'll do is that'll appeal to the audience like 6, right? Like in the sense that those toys and the commercials, and then you also have like this 90s kind of story to it where Barbie comes to our world and how she interacts with the real world. I mean, the story almost feels like, from what I got out of the trailer, and I could be completely wrong, But the movie really feels like at the end of the movie, we're going to just zoom out and it's like a couple of kids playing with Barbies. And it's just their adventure they just had. Because it almost feels like that, like the mentality going into it, right?
Everything took place in a snow globe.
Kind of
in a
like
kid's imagination.
exactly.
Right?
Well, I was leaning more towards the Lego movie, but
Yeah.
right, but yeah, like this whole idea that just because of the way that the characters talk and stuff, it feels like a couple of like little girls or whatever playing with Barbies, more so than like reality. So I'm curious to see how they do that. I found it very kind of humorous in the way they're representing it, and I have no love for Barbie. I don't give a shit about Barbie, but this movie, the idea of it is selling me. Right,
Are you
I'm
going to go
laughing
see it
with the
opening
trailer.
night?
I already got paid to go see it opening.
Really?
Captain Fandom Nerd sent me the money like a month ago to go see it, so I have to now. I'm obligated.
Why would you do that?
Why
When
would
is
he
it
do
open?
that?
Are tickets on sale?
June. What is it? It's right in between. I think it's right in between or after Flash and whatever movie comes out after that. Indiana Jones. I think it opens the same weekend as Indiana Jones or after. I can't remember which. Sometime around there. I have to look again. But let me see here.
I don't see tickets.
I don't think they're on sale yet.
No, they're not on sale yet.
It opened. Oh, it doesn't open until the end of July. My bad.
21st.
My bad. I thought it was June 21st. It's
Okay.
July 20th. Okay, so not till the end of July. All right. Streets Randolph thinks it looks bad and political. Boom. There's no better reason to see it than that.
Oh yeah.
I'll take that recommendation.
Hey, Mikey.
Hey Tom, when you plan on
Hey.
seeing, The Little Mermaid?
When do I plan on seeing?
Yeah, what
The
day are
Little
you going to
Mermaid?
see it?
I don't know.
That
I'm
if
not
you don't know,
going
that
to.
means you're racist.
True.
I am a
Fact check true.
racist.
That's
though.
my
You should
joke. I'm
know
going to
this.
use it all week on every live stream I'm on.
It's only a joke if it's. Oh wait, it is.
Fact check true.
Clobby,
Yeah.
what day are you going to see The Little Mermaid?
The day that hell thinks about freezing over but forgets to.
Okay, you're racist too.
Thank you.
Interesting. All right.
I
well,
hate bitches. I'm misogynist.
That's true. I've heard that.
welcome, Mikey. Thank you for joining us from ProStream and all the folks in the chat who are joining us as well. The Walt Man says Target isn't like Bud Light, too big to affect it. Well, they did some hedging to that business, let's say. I think they're trying to play some sleight of hand because they didn't take them out of their stores. They took them offline and they put them in the back of the stores, is my understanding now. For those who don't know what we're talking about is these quote unquote
Yes.
what kind of bathing suits should I
Oh,
term
for
it
very
as?
young children.
But yeah,
Tom,
the
how much of
problem
a
being
how
that
big
they're
of a
for young children.
how big of a super chat would you need in order to try on one of those tuckable bathing suits?
How much are they?
Whatever that number is, I'll bet I can send it, or I have sent it, or I could send it.
Well, yeah, if Mikey just says go do it, I'd have to now.
Mikey, say it. You can
I
go
don't like
see
where this is
you can go
going.
see Little Mermaid right after.
Why does it entail me having? I'd rather just go do the fitting.
You'd rather do that than just sit through the movie?
All right, chat. Here's the idea.
Oh,
Tom
yes.
Connors.
I mean,
Connors
to actually
goes,
facilitate this, it would probably cost me a couple $100.
Tom Connors goes
altogether.
to Target. He tries on a size 2 toddler, 2T.
Because I'd have to have somebody there to help videotape, and I'd have to go in and actually be like, I need a bathing suit. Will you fit me? What size do I need? All that. I'd have to go through the whole thing and videotape it for you guys, somehow without them yelling at me. And then I guess I'd have to buy the suit since I put my junk in it.
Oh my God. Well, you leave your underwear on
Oh,
when you try it on.
Oh,
That defeats the purpose of it having a tuck pocket. I want to. I got to put it in there.
I don't. What does the tuck pocket look like? Can we pull one
I
up?
don't know. Does anybody have an image?
No. I've been too busy bitching at Bob Iger about Disney stock. I haven't even looked at the Target situation. Me and Bob are having an online conversation on Twitter, but so
I didn't
far,
even plan on talking about this.
so far it's a one-way convo with me and
Because
Bob.
Target is way out of the purview, but I'm sure if Andre brings it into the thing.
I'm gonna have to find it. Because now I'm curious. There's got to be a video where somebody's like trying it on.
Aaron Ratliff is like, "Dear God, Tom, stop talking."
Stop talking. Yeah, probably.
Oh shit.
Okay, what is it called? A tuck cup?
A tuck
And
cup.
the FBI is going to be at my fucking door.
Yeah,
Wow.
if it's a tight fit, you
You're-
can't hide
you're a
it.
grown
You start
man
walking around in public, they're going to be all over you.
Lord.
You're a grown man. If you want to wear like rainbow.
Well, Adidas has one. We didn't.
Oh my God, I got a better
bring
idea.
that
Tuck
up.
cup?
I got a better idea.
Well, they have the
What?
swimsuit, but they don't show you the actual cup.
Hold on.
Not that I can find here. Oh my God, it's moving.
Oh wow! What the
I didn't
Ah!
need to see
God.
that.
It's weird. That's unnatural.
dude?
That's from a Seinfeld episode.
It
George
is.
was getting a massage and it moved.
This doesn't even look appealing.
Wouldn't that hurt? Like, have you ever done it? I assume all guys have done it.
Yeah, it's
Somewhat.
kind of.
Like
It
tucked
depends
it
on
and
how
then
you do
stood in the
it.
mirror.
It depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
Taking a look.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything here that actually shows the inside of how it works, though.
I
got all
don't
kinds
need
of
to see
weird
the
other
inside
shit.
of that.
Yeah, well,
Okay, have
Oh,
we
man.
have we heard of Black Tape, the modeling collection? You guys have heard of that, right?
Black taint?
Black Tape, TAPE.
Oh,
Tape.
tape.
Okay, so this is an international modeling phenomenon where the artist gets black tape, and that's what the model wears, black tape, right?
Okay.
You
black
get the
tape,
idea?
black taint.
No, tape, TAP. So what we're gonna
That's
do
pretty
with
sexy.
Tom, what we're gonna do with Tom is we're gonna get rainbow tape.
What?
Yes.
Why are you doing this to me?
So instead, so Tom's gonna look
Rainbow tape? What?
like, yeah. So we're gonna get
My
Tom
boobs
like,
are bigger than hers.
yeah, your boobs are bigger. We're gonna need 2 rolls of this. We're gonna have to get the 2-roll pack. We're gonna need the
You better
2-roll
shave
pack.
first,
Oh
Tom.
shit!
That's gonna hurt.
Oh,
Jesus,
Lord.
man.
Lord.
And we're gonna tape you up like this. Yep. Everybody in the
Don't-
chat, say yes.
Yes.
Don't look forward to the part where you have to rip it off.
Lord. I apologize, kids.
What? Because I showed up. See, this is what happens when I have an extra hour.
No, this is brought on by Waltman. This is not your fault.
Okay.
We'll blame Waltman, but thank you for the donation. Pinochet's helicopter tours.
The chat's demanding it, Tom. I'm going on
Says
Amazon. I'm
Target-
ordering
oh,
this right
fuck.
now on Amazon. See, the good news
Target.
is now you don't need a cameraman because if I just ship the tape to your house, you can go camera on at the desk and just have yourself taped up.
Yep. I'm liking this
Lord.
plan.
All right, I got to deal with something in the background here, quick. You guys,
All right, we'll keep talking. All right, so
just
6.
talk.
So
Yes, sir.
6. So 6. We have
There's
to
a
make
the
the-
super chat from Pinochet if you want to.
Okay, Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5 says Target may be big, but Alex Stein trying on the suit and the Target literally turned going in and wearing them to a meme challenge mocked by Alex Stein. I did not see this. Who saw this?
Who's Alex Stein?
Alex Stein, the comedian that goes in
Yeah,
at city council
comedian.
meetings and like he
Pretty
like
funny.
he gets dressed up and like goes to school board meetings and talks about transgender. We got someone in the back. Is Dash Attack back there? Dash
Yes.
Attack, I didn't even see you.
Hey, how's it going, Mikey?
Sorry, brother. I didn't see that you were there.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
a guest
I'm here.
dash attack tonight.
Oh, thank you. Tom, continue on with your work. We got it. All right. So the
Got
chat,
this.
we have to make some important decisions. We've already decided we need 2 rolls of tape for Tom,
Rainbow tape.
rainbow tape. But here are the important questions to ask. Tom is going to be our Alex Stein. And I think what we do is we tape up Tom, send him into a Target live.
Oh my God.
The only question is that we're going to have to figure out the chat whether or not we make him shave or not. I say no.
The things I do for
That,
art.
but okay, but are we going to film when the tape comes off?
That's my point. That's why you shouldn't shave because
There
we
will
want
be no filming of the tape.
Can you
want a
imagine
lot
that?
of footage of Tom crying.
It'll be like a live Brazilian wax all over his body.
Jesus.
Hashtag cancel Mexican
I'm
Iron
starting
Man.
to
Hashtag.
dislike the
I think
sound of this.
I vote for shaving first. I mean, have you ever waxed anything, Mikey?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me and one of my girlfriends, I was her assistant in that regard.
Well, I meant on your body.
Oh no.
Okay, so you don't know. As somebody who knows what it's going to be like, I think Tom should shave.
Oh boy.
They used to do it at the karaoke bar here.
I
in
think it'd be
the
so much
place I
fun to
went all
listen
the
to the
time.
screams of pain.
So CC karaoke, you've been waxed at the karaoke bar? Is that what you just said?
Not
What?
personally, but they used to have these nights there where everyone would, tape
What?
up.
Oh.
Oh, that kind
oh.
of karaoke bar. Okay.
You went to those places too?
No,
I
it
thought
was
I
it was
knew
actually
you.
it had a half pipe in it. You could use skateboard and sing
Yeah,
karaoke at the
half
same
pipe
time.
of crack. It sounds like you're nuts.
Well, it was in that part of town, but we weren't actually doing that.
My God. Oh Lord.
But the owner didn't care. He'd get up on stage in his underwear.
Guys,
No
we're
one
getting
took-
some really good ideas in the chat. Thank you, Peter Shea. And I'm just going to
Yeah.
go down here to James 296 for $2. Says, don't forget the makeup and rainbow wig.
I know Tom has the makeup. Tom, do you have a rainbow wig? I know you have multiple
I
wigs.
used to have a rainbow wig, but I think I
Did you get rid
threw
of
it away.
Oh.
Rainbow socks.
No.
And James gave us another $2, and he notes it's important that, yes, make Tom taste the rainbow.
For fuck's sake.
God, this show is the best show. I've missed shows I haven't been on for like 2 weeks. I'm on fire.
You know, the Alphabet Crew have really ruined the rainbow for kids who grew up with. I grew up with rainbows and unicorns. I have a Star Wars shirt that has the Star Wars logo in rainbow colors, and I bought it because it was pretty, bright colors. It's pretty. It's really girly, and I was wearing it at the gym, and this 20-something kid comes up to me, and I'm running around the track, and he taps me on the shoulder real quick, and I stopped, and he said, "I like your shirt. Me too." And I said, "You too what? Oh, you like Star Wars?" He's like, "No, I'm LGBT. I'm LGBT." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I gave him a thumbs up, and I just ran away. Which it's fine that he thought that, I am of that persuasion. Or
You like
whatever,
to skizzer.
I wanted to say, I just think it's pretty. That's why I'm wearing it, because rainbows are pretty.
Not anymore, 6. They have appropriated them.
Well,
Now they
yeah,
are an
like
agenda.
the My Little
Jesus.
Pony, the character Rainbow Dash. Everyone said, oh, that character is a lesbian because she has like rainbow hair.
Yeah.
It's a My Little Pony. It's for kids.
Yeah, I know. And she was also the Tom girl in the show. So, like, the tomboys. So she must be a lesbian because she's a tomboy.
She's a butch.
Is a Tom girl a guy who acts girly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it? I
just it's just a
refuse to-
masculine like girl. Like, it's like like
Isn't
a
that a
girl who likes
tomboy?
sports and athletics, like things guys are traditionally into.
Well, isn't that a tomboy?
Yeah, that is a tomboy.
What's a tom
Oh, did
girl?
I say tom girl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that I fucked up.
Oh, okay.
Somebody
never
wants
heard
to
of a
make
Tom
me
girl.
a girl. That's what we were talking about for so long. I'm a Tom girl. Man.
That's why we're trying to tuck you.
Fucking
Is
tuck and
there
roll.
something you want to share with everyone?
No, I don't want to share anything with anybody.
Brett Cohen for $5 Australian says, yes, but is Tom getting waxed? We don't need moobs hair. No. Film the wax.
You're not seeing my moves.
Make it fun for all of us, says Brett Cohen for
I think
$5.
I think I'm gonna need like quadruple the amount I was thinking.
Brett, you already have a sponsor for your shaving video. $5 from Australia. It's not going to cost more than that.
It's gonna cost more than that.
You're doing a shaving video?
No.
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. Buttcrack Media has given us 5 new memberships. Thank you so much, Mr. Buttcrack Media. Scott, would you stop encouraging this? $6.99 for the first roll of tape from Scott Westbrook.
Oh man.
Too late to turn back now.
Punch the Dirty Roofer for this is for Tom's tape.
Oh my God, we have a name for this event. Hunch, I love it, for $10 US. It's now known as Tom's Taste the Rainbow Experience.
Yeah.
I am not putting a penis in my mouth.
No, you just have to taste the rainbow. It could be a rainbow lollipop. It could be a rainbow popsicle.
Isn't Superman ice cream like kind of rainbow colors? Isn't it like
It is
blue, red, and yellow or something?
Yeah,
it is.
So that'd be a good
it
time.
could be an ice cream cone.
Tom likes it.
Jeez, and I was just gonna take my shirt off for Pride Month.
As a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Yep.
This has gone off the rails already.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Nexus video.
No, this just seems like one of Nick's streams. Seems about right.
They're already starting Thursday Throwdown early, so whatever. Pinochet's helicopter tour sends in $5. Thank you so much. Says, like how Mike decodes my super chats.
Thank you.
So what I asked on WDW's show, can the public or fellowship shadow campaign be run to increase Hulu's value?
Well,
oh boy, I don't know if we could do it to the extent of where it would make the amount of difference that you are thinking.
Yeah.
Prop up Hulu.
I mean, here's the thing, Pinochet. There's nothing that we as individuals could probably do other than to, I don't know, subscribe and not cancel, I guess. But the real fight for this has already happened because it's like it's a ticking time bomb for the next 6 months. And I believe it's already started because that article that appeared today was clearly nudged by the Comcast Universal folks to say, hey, it was like this. Hey, Wall Street Journal. Hey, Wall Street Journal, can you remind those Disney fucks that when we put this thing together, we thought it was worth $71 billion. That was before we actually got any subs or started doing shit back in 2020. Thanks. All right, go ahead and run it. That's what happened today.
Well said.
71 billion. Jesus, good God. I mean, like literally, in order to fund this, I think Bob is going to have to open up like an OnlyFans page. I don't know how they're going to. I mean, I don't know.
Who's going to pay for that?
I don't know. Maybe
seriously.
Well, if he does Bob Iger's Only Feet, what if it's a Feets channel?
Only
I heard
Feet.
that's popular.
I bet he has
Tarantino
nice
would love that.
Yeah, look, Bob Iger does.
Oh, Bob Iger's feet. I don't know.
Bob Iger does a Feet OnlyFans channel, and then Quentin Tarantino is his number one platform.
Get
Bob
Kathleen
Iger.
Kennedy in one of those Target swimsuits.
Welcome to my video. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. And this little piggy had bugs.
Yep.
Yeah. Get
Ask me
Kathleen's
about ESG. Sorry, what were you saying, Dash?
Oh yeah, well I'm just saying, like, get Kathleen Kennedy in her old Temple of Doom outfit, or one of those Target straps that they took out. That'll get the subs up.
Yeah, I don't know if those are the kind of subs they want. Rob Altus says, "I hear duct tape now." God damn it!
What?
Comes
What's
in
the
rainbow
question?
colored time.
What's the question?
Man, they won't let that go.
I'm with Space Monkey. Y'all need Jesus.
It does. It comes with duct tape. Now comes in rainbow. He's right. Look.
Why would Ace be the place to be buying that shit?
And it's literally duct tape. See, duck.
Jesus
Quack.
is all about the rainbow.
I wonder if my
Remember
dad
the
can get
story
a
of
discount.
Noah's Ark
Look.
and how it
Yeah.
ended?
You
Quack.
flooded that was God.
Well,
This is the place.
I'm ordering you right
Y'all
now,
need
someone. I know
Jesus.
your address. I'm gonna
Oh,
send
what'd you say? Okay. So yes, Sadie needs an operation, guys. Thank you for sharing this, D-Bud, and 6 for starring it.
You're welcome. Do you want
Guys,
to
we
tell
found
everybody-
out Tom got devastating news. It was a really rough last 24 to 36 hours. Tom, I'm going to speak on your behalf.
Yeah.
And
More like 48 now, but yeah, thank you.
48, whatever. Yeah, 48 hours. And got devastating news. And for the first day, we thought it was cancer. And he called me and we talked about it. I know 6, you also talked to him as well.
Mhm.
And it's Sadie, guys. And even though it's benign tumor, it's still a tumor. And it's going to be at least $3,000 in my opinion. I think it's probably going to cost you more, Tom. But thank you everybody who, if you can't donate and you spreading the word, thank you everybody for spreading the word. We really appreciate it. Those of you who've donated, thank you so much. Those of you who can donate, every dollar counts. And it's for Sadie, guys. So thank you so much, and thank you 6-2 for supporting this initiative.
Yeah, I posted it on Twitter, and this picture, it's trigger warning. Yeah, unhide it. This is a picture of the tumor that I assume. Did you take this picture at the vet?
Yeah, we took this at
Tom?
the vet.
You got to unhide it.
I know, but I want to give everybody a little warning ahead of time because
okay.
it is a little graphic. So for those who are sensitive to this kind of thing, look away for about a minute or so. You can still listen, and we'll just tell you when we take it down here. But yeah, I'm gonna hit the thing now just so everybody knows. So yeah, that's what it looked like. After they were poking and prodding at it a little bit. She's got to go in on I believe it's either the 6th or the 7th. I just called them today. They're supposed to get back to me. The doctor wasn't in the office today, but I'm going to take it down now. So, but yeah, so this was a bit of a bomb on me that day because I know she had a sore, but I didn't realize it was that. And then when she told me, and then all the testing alone had already cost like $600+ already, and
yeah, it's expensive to take care of a dog and get them. I know that I've had dogs before.
Yeah, and luckily she's handled it like a champ. If anything, she's hated the cone more than anything.
Oh, they always hate the cone, Tom.
Like
they
she acts like I'm
hate the
punishing
cone.
her with that thing. It's just like, I'm not, Sadie. I know
the
you
cone
hate
is
it,
hell
but
for dogs.
yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah.
hopefully within a week or so we'll be able to get her in. But I ran into another snag, and this is why I even remotely thought of asking after 6, and Mike and a few others had pushed me to set up a GoFundMe, was because the same day, which would be the day before today, when we had Sadie, yeah, it's Thursday today, right after I got dropped Sadie off at the house, I had to rush off myself to my own appointment an hour away to the dentist, and on the way my transmission took a shit.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
So that was another kick to the groin for that whole matter. So right now I'm dealing with all these things at once. So hopefully we can get through this, and you guys have done so much already. I mean, I've been so humbled by the response just in the last day since I even posted it. And thank you to Mike, of course, and Six, and all these guys on the panel, and everybody in the chat who's helped out. And of course, I've seen so many already, like Mr. H and Yellow Flash, and many others who have shared it out and stuff as well. Thank you so much, guys, for helping out with that. And it's tough for me to talk about this kind of stuff because I don't normally get into my personal life too much on streams because, first of all, it's kind of boring. I mean, you guys kind of see what I do with most of my day. Otherwise, it's me just dealing with Sadie and eating or watching a movie. So, like, I do appreciate it, guys. And I mean, I'm not surprised that so many helped. I'm just humbled, I guess is a better word for it, because you guys have always come through for everybody in the past. So that part doesn't surprise me so much.
And you have too. I constantly see you making donations when you can to different, whenever people in our community are in trouble. And Tom really had to be pushed into doing this.
Yep. I yelled at him.
Yeah, I yelled at him too.
So we both yelled at him because
I said, you have got to do this. And he said, I don't want to ask for help. And I said, you're not asking for help. You're letting people in our community know that Sadie needs help. Right. It's about Sadie. And the thing with your car really sucks because if he can't get Sadie to the vet to get the surgery, then there's no point in any of it. So it's, when it rains, it pours.
Yep.
So poor Sadie, and then his car is.
And frankly, Tom, give me one more second. See, is that frankly, Tom, long before being on Midnight Edge After Dark, long before even getting to know you, there was a guy who a little more than 2 years ago was a fan of Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge. By the way, I was a fan of your show before I even found the day show. But listening to Midnight's Edge After Dark and then the day show, and there you were shouting me out when you barely knew me. Back then, all you knew was I was a guy that helped out other channels and had my leg up in the air and I couldn't walk for months and I was in rehab, literally with my leg in the air on a chain. And at the time I had almost no money. I throw in $1 or $2, maybe $5 occasionally. And you would take the time to say, Hopi Mikey, we hope you can walk again someday and get the rehab. And you barely knew, you didn't even know me like you know me now. And so you've done so much for so many others. And thank you for that encouragement. And it meant the world to me to have you and Andre reach out to me like that back then. So
Yeah, and let's see. Maybe not everybody knows what Sadie looks like.
Yeah, the unfortunately the GoFundMe didn't have the best this
Interface
is the
tool.
image I used. Yeah, it's really like zoom
Look
in
at
on
that
her.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Aw.
puppy.
She's so annoyed at you right now, Tom.
Get this thing off my head. I'm
Going.
Cosmo.
She's getting great reception.
Well, and
like-
like that Ninja Turtle in the background there is knocked over because when she was spinning around to lay down, she's knocking
Yeah.
everything over. So she's embarrassed about
Oh,
that.
poor thing.
She runs into every damn thing. Like the first night, she didn't
Aw.
even want to come up the stairs because she kept running into the stairs.
Aw.
Yeah, like and then I had to like she was whining because she couldn't figure out how to jump up on the bed. Like it's just like it's been like a dealing with a kid, and then she don't like to take her meds. She's been spitting her meds on me. So yeah,
you gotta push them down.
Yeah,
no,
you
I know
gotta.
she's really good at like eating around because I have those little treat for the pill treat things. So I found the best way to do it is to actually put the 3 treats on top of her food so that she just eats it all together because then there's crunchy food involved. Because otherwise, she already knows that she'll sit there and eat around it and then she'll just spit the pill out.
Okay, but you better. Are you watching? You're watching her
Yes,
though.
I'm watching her.
Okay.
Yes.
I used to
So
work
if
at
I
a
do
vet clinic, so I'm like.
No, I caught her each
know
time
all
she did
the
it. No,
things that
because this is the
owners do
same.
that-
This is the same dog. Believe you me, who can perform surgery on a cheeseburger. Okay, she can
That's
eat
why
a
you just
whole
push it down her
cheeseburger in one
throat.
bite. She can eat a whole cheeseburger in one bite and spit the pickles out 6.
Well, pickles are disgusting.
I don't know how she does it, but she does the same thing with pills. So again, I figured out the quickest and easiest way to do it is to put it in the little pill pocket treats, but then place them on top of her food. So then when she's grabbing at it, she's getting some of her kibbles too at the same time, so she doesn't differentiate the crunchy. So then I haven't seen her spit them out since. So and she just keeps eating. So like she's just eating and eating and eating and eating. So
Well, I used
she's
to
got
scrub
3
into.
pills she's got to take.
I used to scrub into all the surgeries at the vet clinic I worked in, and what they're probably going to do is they're going to take a chunk of meat out of her leg, to get that tumor and the surrounding tissue, and then sew her up, and she'll probably have a drainage tube in, and then she'll have to wear that cone for another maybe 7 or 10 days.
This is gonna suck for her, but yeah.
So
no,
she's
and
gonna be-
the doc already said that's why she couldn't give me a real good estimate yet, because she's like depending on how the it's set in there, like if it's attached to any muscles or
yeah.
That kind of a thing. They can't really give me a specific. So that's why, again, and I hate having to do this, not just for the obvious reasons, because dealing with the whole idea of what could happen or if anything goes wrong and whatnot. I'm just relieved that it's benign. That was like the first step.
Oh, good.
So the next step from here is just getting it done. So, and this is actually not her first surgery. I had to deal with this years ago because she had a hernia when she was a pup. She had given herself a hernia because she went chasing after a squirrel when she was on a leash, and gave herself an internal hernia.
Aw.
So so the dog, she had to get an operation when she was really young for that. So she's been through the cone a few times now. She hates it.
Yeah.
And
They
that was
all
a
do.
nightmare back then. At least that wasn't as bad as this is going to be as far as cost wise and everything. But yeah, I got lucky there, and the doctor was nice enough. He's like, because she was in for real quick. She was in for a checkup, and she's like, "Do you realize she has a hernia?" I said, "Well, I did notice there was something about like a belly on her belly. She had like a little bump." And then she's like, "Well, did she like do something that like?" Well, I think I know what did it. And I told her, and she's like, "Yeah, that'd probably do it, because it's like when a human does something they're not supposed to do, that's where the hernia happens. It's a herniated, whatever you call it, muscle or whatever." And the doctor's like, "Look, it could cost you this much, or what I can do is she's due to get spayed soon. You're going to get her fixed, right?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "What I can do is I'll do both at the same time, since for a female it's a little different than a male getting fixed, and I can save you a lot of money." So luckily that doctor saved me a fortune. Actually, she did both at the same time, basically. So yeah, this is a different situation. This came up just recently, and so sadly, it's got to be done, but I'm thankful that everybody in the community has helped me out, and let's move on from there, please. But we do have some love for Sadie in the chat. So let's grab those here. We've got Hunch the Dirty Roofer, who sends in $20 for Sadie. And then we got Eduardo Guerrera, who sends in $10 for Sadie as well and says, keep fighting, girl. Oh yeah, she's fighting. To her, it doesn't. She didn't even. You wouldn't even think that she thinks anything's wrong, other than she's got the cone on. That's what she's mad about. And then a Tipping Barn sent us a super sticker. Let's see what it was. Did you share that? It's a pair character looking at himself in the mirror, saying, "Thanks for being you," with hearts popping out of his eyes. And well, thank you guys for being you, and thank you Six and Mike, and of course the rest of the crew here and everybody for pushing me and getting involved. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much. And hopefully I don't have to get too mushy about it from here on out. I'll do my best to give you guys updates, of course, when we go in and all that kind of business. But yeah, I just don't like asking. So thank you though.
I'm glad you did.
Yes,
too.
indeed.
You can tell because I start rambling then.
Well, no, I mean, you're given the full story. I appreciate that. Some people just say, "Hey, I need money."
When I was setting it up, I was like, I did the math wrong too, because like if you look, you can see the original years on there. I'm like, oh shit, I've had her longer than that. Because I was like, she's almost, I was like, oh, because like 2020 totally was like a year that I forgot about. I think everybody did too.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, she's almost 6 now. Holy crap! Because I've been working for Midnight's Edge for like 5 years.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It's like, yeah, I know. Like, it's like, holy crap, has time gone by? Because I was like doing the math in my head. I'm like, oh, she's only 4. Like, oh no, she's almost 6. Actually, she might be 6. I think this month. I can't remember if it was April or May she was born, but because I got her in July, so I always kind of go by that. But yeah. So thank you so much, guys. I know we got a couple more. We got one more here from Mellow Mutts, and there's a cute puppy. Speaking of, says I appreciate you, Tom, for caring enough to go through with surgery. Lots of people wouldn't do that, sadly. Oh yeah, I had a couple folks in my family who said that it's probably not something I want to deal with, and I was like, no, I gotta, because it's for Sadie. However, I gotta figure it out. So.
Yeah, and you've gotten a few more donations to the GoFundMe just in the last.
Well, thank you guys. And Sixes told me to keep it going, even though we've reached the initial goal. So
yeah, because I would be amazed if that surgery doesn't. I don't want
transmission is going to be more expensive than the surgery.
Yeah, I'm worried about the car.
Awfully humble and conservative with you.
Well, and that's where like I'm probably for that situation, I might just have to try and find a cheap beater for now until I get that sorted out. But I'll figure that part out between now and then. It just this is first and foremost important to me. Obviously, the other thing is just more of a nuisance and something I'll have to deal with. But yeah. So Sadie first, and I will give you guys updates. I see some people asking, and yes, I will keep you guys posted.
Yeah,
I will actually, like I said, I'll do a.
You can post updates in the GoFundMe link, right?
Either that, or I'll do them directly through Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, whatever. I'll probably put together like a whole video of everything, just so everybody can kind of.
Ooh, that's a good idea. You're so smart.
Like before and after, and just to make just a little update and stuff like that here and there. Yeah. So we'll do that. But with that, let's get back into the show because
let's get back into tucking.
Yes, and tucking and rolling. Dearest just sent us a super sticker here. Let's see what it is. It is. I have it up. I did.
It's a Shiba dog rolling on its back, laughing.
Aw. Shiba dogs are cute. I've heard they're temperamental though. Of course, so are huskies. So, but yeah. Anyway, let's get into this news here. Are there any Terminator fans in the house?
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let's finish talking about Barbie first. I forgot I had another story to go along with it. Dash, did you get to see the Barbie trailer yet? Clobby, you haven't, so you can go watch it. If you want to.
I did not see the Barbie trailer.
All right, well, both of you can if you want
to.
Because
watch it.
Because, yeah, I'd love to get your takes on it, too, because the story that comes up, and we'll intro the story while you guys do that. Coming from Cosmic Book News.
Tom didn't even ask me if I saw it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to ask you, Mikey. Did you get a chance to see it yet?
Yeah, I saw this the second I got the notification.
Because of Margot, your girlfriend's in it?
Yep, that's my girl. Queen 6 isn't around.
Yeah.
But
you were so smooth. Not. Anyway, woke Margot Robbie Barbie movie hates men, according to Matt McGlowan over at Cosmic Book News. Now,
oh no, what?
It's kind of a strange story from I don't recall them ever being like anti-woke over there.
Uh-oh.
But I would say they're kind of misinterpreting this a bit. I mean, at least that's my gauge on it. Anyway, it says, well, you knew this was coming as with the release of the main trailer for the Margot Robbie Barbie movie. The flick is woke as hell. Warner Brothers Pictures released a new trailer today, which offers the plot of the movie for the first time. No, we've known the plot for a while. The flick sees Margot Robbie as Barbie making her way from her perfect Barbie land world to the real world, where the footage is all about how bad men are. What? Excuse me. Robbie's Barbie learns from Kate McKinnon's own version of Barbie that she'll need to travel to the real world to know the truth about the universe. Well, guess what the truth is? Yep, men are bad. That's the message the flick is sending to little girls, and of course, everyone. What? Barbie is sexually harassed by a man. One bit, and she punches him in the face. It's funny.
Yeah, I don't remember that. What happened?
This guy comes up behind her and says, "Hey, babe," and slaps her on the ass. And she turns around and cold clocks him.
Perfectly acceptable response.
Yeah, it's almost like I think she even apologizes because it was almost like a reflex more than a reaction. And it's kind of just a part of the joke because they're sticking out like sore thumbs. That's kind of part of it too.
Yeah.
But anyway, seconds into the entering the real world, Barbie gets slapped. Well, we don't know if this is actually seconds into the. Jesus Christ. Barbie gets slapped in the ass by a man, and she immediately punches the man in the face. We have to assume she is roller skating it's rollerblading probably at a beach in California where they filmed the movie. So do men go around
skating because Barbie has roller skates, not rollerblades.
Well, I don't know. Well, in the 90s she got rollerblades. I could be wrong, but you probably
remember he's in the back of his car and she says, "Did you do your roller skates?" And he's like, "Of course," or something like that.
Did anybody else get that?
You're roboting
at 6.
What?
Okay, it's not just me.
You're roboting 6.
Okay, I've seen most of the trailer. Yeah, it looks interesting.
6 back yet?
6?
Oh, she's probably trying to figure out what's going on. Something went gaga on her. All right, well, I'll keep reading this, and then when she gets back, she can tell us what she said there, because I didn't get any of that. It says, you have to assume she's roller skating, blah, blah, blah. So do men go around slapping women in the ass in Cali all the time? I don't know. I don't live there. I've been there. I've never seen it happen. If you love Barbie, this movie is for you, says the trailer. White men are the bad guys. From there, Will Ferrell, who plays the CEO of Mattel, or is it David Zaslav, is revealed to be the bad guy of the movie. He wants to put Barbie back in her box where she belongs, and he is shown with a bunch of white dudes and corporate stooges. No one rests until the doll is back in the box, says Ferrell. I swear, this guy is just looking for ghosts here.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Oh, we got Nick
Is
here.
he basing this on the trailer, or has he seen the movie?
He's basing it all on the trailer.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm going to get your guys' reaction.
A lot of times, like, you can tell, like, if something has strong woke vibes, you can tell from the trailer sometimes because they'll put it in there. Like, yeah, sometimes you get your, like, bait and switch type of trailer, like, you know, Masters of the Universe. I'm sorry, guys. I know that was that strikes home for a lot of you, but yeah, I didn't really see anything particularly woke about this Barbie movie trailer.
Yeah, like I said, well, I'll get everybody's reactions here in a moment too, because I just want to finish this real quick. Of course, while we're waiting for 6 and everybody to get back in here. It goes on to say Barbie is also shown getting arrested by cops, with one cop laughing and smiling as Margot Robbie rolls her eyes. So, but why does that make the cops bad? Okay, if you hate Barbie, this movie is for you, says the trailer. Ryan Gosling's Ken is misogynistic.
Did it say that in the trailer? Maybe I missed that part.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting this shit from. This guy is stretching like a mofo. I'm starting to wonder if it's even like satire at this point. Ryan Gosling's Ken is misogynistic. Then a scene at the end of the trailer features Ryan Gosling talking to a female doctor where Gosling's Ken wants to do an appendectomy. The doctor won't let him do the operation, but Gosling replies, "But I'm a man." Female doctor replies, "But not a doctor." Ken replies that assuming the
Yeah.
doctor isn't a doctor because she's female, like, can I talk to a doctor? The doctor replies, you are talking to a doctor. Ken makes a couple of jokes, sees a male doctor, and says, there he is, doctor. The female doctor says, somebody get security. I'm not so sure they get, that's not what I don't know. Because Barbie's been a doctor before, hasn't she?
Barbie's been a lot of things.
I don't know.
Welcome back, Six. Can we hear you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been Dr. Barbies for sure.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what did you say before you got conked out there, Six? We didn't hear anything you said.
I said I think that they're roller skating because Ken, isn't she driving her convertible in one of the trailers, and he pops his head up and she says, did you bring your roller skates? And he's like, of course, or something like that.
I thought they were rollerblades, but okay, you could be
I
right.
could be wrong. I don't know.
Either way, that's
Totally not
important.
worth repeating it though.
No, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I thought you were getting into more because we just got into the doctor and the cops bit. And then he says Barbie doesn't have reproductive organs. Also worth mentioning that in a recent interview, woke Margot Robbie says about Barbie, she is sexualized, but she should never be sexy. I think
that makes no sense.
I think it should be the other way around. Makes more sense.
That comment
be
does
sexy without being sexualized, I think is what she meant to say.
What do you
think about that?
Oh Lord, Jesus!
I mean, Barbie toys don't have sexual organs, I guess.
Right?
I mean,
yeah, I guess now you mention like that. Yeah, now it's making more sense.
They shop at Target.
I think there's nothing wrong with her being sexy. That's kind of
what's
wrong
with
being sexy.
Margot Robbie being sexy, but as far as Barbie, no, because she's a toy.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I mean by she should reverse what she's saying. That makes more sense. Like, yeah, it's okay to be like to look sexy or whatever, like Barbie would in a dress or whatever, but to be sexualized is a totally different thing.
Like looking pretty and Barbie dolls are supposed to look like pretty. They want like kids to have them. They want like a pretty toy.
Yeah, girls want to buy pretty things. They want to grow up to be pretty girls. They don't, when you're 6 years old, you don't think I want to grow up to be sexy. You shouldn't be thinking that.
Oh no, that'd be weird.
I mean, because that's like what they did with what was that? Was that Velma TV show where they made it sexual when it was like a kid's cartoon? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it just
no, you're right,
blend.
Six.
I think that's what Margot's trying to say, but she flip-flopped it here because here's the actual full quote. I'm like, okay, she's a doll. She's a plastic doll. She doesn't have organs. If she doesn't have organs, she doesn't have reproductive organs. If she doesn't have reproductive organs, would she even feel sexual desire? No, I don't think she could, Robbie.
Yeah, I think that's exactly.
So I think she should be saying she is sexy, but not sexualized, not the other way around.
Yeah, like.
And then says people can project sex onto her. Yes, she can wear a short skirt. That is sexy, but it's fun and pink. It's not because you wanted to see her butt.
Well, if you want to get technical, you don't.
This is a classic story
in order to feel sexual desire.
Yeah. So this is like
in that respect, yeah.
This is a classic story of like someone naive and innocent going to a world that's basically like imperfect, and like childhood versus adulthood.
Which is why I implied earlier that I think that this whole story is just basically kids playing with dolls, and that's what we're going to find out at the end. Because that's what it feels like, is you have a very an innocence about it. Regardless, there is some tongue-in-cheekness, but like it wasn't in this trailer, but it was in the one before where they have like the, can I spend the night? And like, did you want to come up and spend the night? She's like, yeah, what are we going to do? I don't know.
That's funny.
It's like kids playing, right? Like they know the emotions that go up to the point, but then they kind of get to that vague area where they don't know, right? And that's kind of what I feel. Brilliant. A lot out of this movie is like what the characters are saying, the way they're acting and the way they're reacting to things. It does feel like a kid's point of view to a point. Like, go ahead, Six. Sorry.
They're making it. This movie is being made for kids who grew up with Barbie, but are now grown up. It's not. They're not making it for the kids you know, who are running down the toy aisle saying, "Mommy, I want the next, you know, the newest Barbie."
But it's not indirectly.
It's obviously not a kids movie.
Well, at the same time, I'm not saying it's not indirectly safe to take your kids to for the most part. There has been a few things that I would say are a bit risque, but I think they go over most kids' heads.
Yeah, kind of like some of the jokes in like The Simpsons, which isn't for kids.
But, yeah, or Shrek,
you know, some of those jokes
like
you have to be of a certain intellect in order to.
Or
get
even
it.
Shrek. Even Shrek had some.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
Shrek
yeah,
had its
Shrek,
share.
totally.
Yeah.
Dude, the first Toy Story, I should have seen it when I was a teenager with the reference of the toy Sid had. That was a hooker, we'll just say. How did I not piece that until I was 30 years old? Subtle reference. I wasn't supposed to, but that shows you how for a kid it flies over your head. But if the adult knows, they freaking know. And then
I'm sorry,
like,
this foot bit made me fucking laugh.
Oh, it's Quentin Tarantino.
She's got flat feet.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, that's how you could tell the difference between the generic Barbies and the good ones.
Yep.
6 knows, see?
Yeah, the shoes wouldn't cross over between the dolls.
Yeah. How is Barbie woke? The message the movie sends is that men, particularly white men, are chauvinistic. I didn't get this out of the trailer, so we're not even going to finish reading this. But I got to ask: did anybody agree with this guy at all? I mean, did anybody on the panel here get that out of the trailer?
I saw the trailer once, and I honestly didn't really get all that. Now, that's not to say that it will end up being like that in the movie, but judging solely off the merits of the trailer, I really didn't see that. And trust me, I would be very quick to point that out, but I really didn't feel it. Just felt like I don't know, as a Six perfectly put it, a Barbie movie made for girls who are now adults who love Barbie. And I just felt like it was nothing more at that.
Yeah.
They can probably take their kids to. I think. Go ahead, Clubby.
Yeah. No, I said it just felt like sort of a spoof and something seems pretty innocent. Yeah, it's for some kids can see it, and adults, especially women who grew up loving Barbie as girls. Well, you know, it's a comedy for them as well, I think. So yeah, looks fairly. Didn't see any of that to me, but
I mean, yeah, I think they could take their kids to it, but I think as an adult is going to get a heck of a lot more because you've seen it from both sides. You've loved Barbie as a kid, and now you're an adult, and you're going to get the jokes a lot more than, you know, the 8-year-old sitting next to you. Like
you said, Six, they know the audience they're going for. They're definitely going for the Barbie fans of the 80s and 90s, clearly with the designs of everything. So that's clear. IUDFR says, guess someone needs to watch the movie to see. I vote Tom. Well, somebody else already voted for you and paid for it. Yeah. I don't know if he's here, Captain Fandom Nerd, but I have to go see it.
When does it come out?
July 21st, we looked. Which I think is my mom's birthday. Maybe I'll take my mom.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Great. And then bring her on the panel.
Yeah.
See, Lord, I don't know if she'd do that.
Even if
I
it's
really
like
don't know if
5
she'd do that.
minutes, just like, you know, have the
I could probably get to record her reaction to it, maybe.
Record it, because it'd be cool to hear
probably
Mama
wouldn't even want to
Connor's,
see it, but we'll see.
Mama Connor's perspective. I mean, this movie's definitely made for ladies like her.
I've told you.
I'm off that day. I'm gonna go see it too,
guys. I've told you my mom's favorite kind of movies and stuff. She has a weird taste in movies. She likes like those Hallmark talking dog movies. No, she hates horror movies, but she secretly likes the Nightmare on Elm Street series because I caught her watching it once.
Yeah,
that's what it was. She hates horror movies, but other than that, like, yeah. But otherwise, she watches like talking dog Christmas movies and shit like that off of Hallmark all the time.
I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
This would be a great movie to watch with my sister, because not only did I used to play with my Batmans with her Barbies in like those houses that look just like that, but she's also crazy about Will Ferrell.
He's pretty funny.
I don't hate him. I've seen some people in the chat dislike him, but I can understand.
I'm not much of a fan like that. But
it depends on the role.
Yeah.
I'm getting the Zoolander vibes from this trailer.
There's a little bit of a satirical kind of. Yeah. That's what I was saying with like, yeah, there's a very kind of innocent humor to it, but at the same time, it has that tongue-in-cheekness. And it has it's on the edge of satire. It's not quite Mad Magazine. You know what I mean? It's not quite SNL, but it is kind of like in that ballpark, because they know they're not taking it themselves so seriously, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Which in that case, I don't see how it could be woke. Like, it really doesn't seem to. It has such a sense of humor to it. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Really woke.
Yeah,
No, I
true.
agree. If it ended up being such and such, boy, would this be such a misleading trailer if it were that the case. So we'll see, man.
I mean, even if you have lesbian Barbie in there, who cares? The rest of the Barbies are all straight.
Yeah,
so what the
no,
fuck
I
is
agree.
the difference?
I agree with you on that, Tom. I do agree. I strongly agree with you on that.
And I mean, yeah, you've got what's her face from SNL in as the weird Barbie or whatever, but she probably is lesbian Barbie. So who cares?
Are there toy tie-ins to this movie?
I'm sure there will be.
That'd be weird if there wasn't. Yeah, I mean,
like Margot Robbie as Barbie as a toy.
Yeah, that would really bring it full circle. I agree. That'd be that's a missed opportunity.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have some movie tie-ins. I'm sure there will be. We'll probably start seeing them in the next few days.
Weeks,
I just never looked in the Barbie section, so
I wouldn't know
I haven't been
either.
down the Barbie aisle since I was one.
They're probably already there.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into these super chats and then we'll move on to the next story. I think we've talked Barbie enough. Dearest sends us a super sticker. Thank you so much. It is. Did you share it here? Let's see here. I think they got it in the mod chat. It's a super sticker. It is a puppy laughing. Thank you so much. It's the little Shiba dog laughing.
Nice.
Or rolling around. I think we got that one earlier. I think that was what it was.
I think this is when my computer was taking a poopy.
It could have been. Action Com says, speaking of time going by, next week, 1 year anniversary of Amber Heard verdict. It is. Speaking of, she's here.
There she is. Hello.
For $50. She's got some money. Some Johnny. You're supposed to be giving that money to Johnny.
She likes you better. She wants to,
She's trying to get in bed with you, Tom.
With the bed with you.
I once had a bad experience with dogs. My dog stepped on a bee, and I left a grumpy on the bed, and then I got blamed for it. It's okay. Kids
called it a grumpy.
Did Sadie get bit by a bee?
Poor Sadie.
No, she'd bite that bee. She would too. She'd go. I'd be like, I've told her before, like, don't go after that bee. You're gonna get stung. Anyway, thank you so much, Amber Heard. I hope Spain's treating you well. A Warrior Justice says, why does the Barbie never get pregnant? Because Ken came in a different box. Oh, that is one of your best ones yet, Warrior. Hey, Mexican Tony, Beautiful, Six Clobby, Lane, CC Bat Tom, and Nicolas Cage. Thank you so much, Warrior.
What's up, Warrior?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah. Anyway, we are past that, so let's get into this other news. As I was asking before, are there any Terminator fans on the panel?
Yeah.
No, are there any
I
left
love
in the
1
world?
and 2.
Love the first two.
I enjoyed the third as well to a certain degree.
I like
less than the
1,
first,
2. I think 3. I mean, Salvation is meh, but the other 2 are crap. But I love the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I'd say Salvation's like a good movie. Yeah.
I enjoyed that series as well.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna be very fair in the sense that I actually have heard a good amount of people of the 30 people that watch the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Quite a good amount of them seem to actually enjoy. Hey, good for them. For me, I just saw as an unnecessary addition because the Terminator was never supposed to be a franchise. It felt like when you watch the first movie, okay, cool. And then you watch the second movie, like, wow, this is such a good definitive ending. And then all of a sudden 3 comes out, and then you're like, there's a third movie coming out? What? Like the second one ended out so well. And then their explanation of it was terrible. It's like, Judgment Day just got postponed. I was just like, they postponed it? What? That's all? Like, what? And then they started adding in the humor. Like, I remember they had that, what was the end joke at the time? Oh, talk to the hand. Oh, dude. that is such a. I'll admit, at the time I thought that scene was funny, but watching it now, 20 years later, Jesus, 20 years ago.
I say I haven't watched
That
it. A
scene
lot. I
is
don't hate
not-
3, but
It's not funny at all. And you watch it, and then you got that girl, Catherine Brewster. No one liked her, and then everyone wondered where's freaking Linda Hamilton. Like it made no.
She's dead.
Oh yeah, I remember she died, but still, it felt unright without her and Ed Furlong. And then at the time because they had Jonathan Mostow who directed, and I'm thinking, and no James Cameron, because obviously he was 6 years off Titanic. And then they tried doing it without him, and it didn't go good. Then they tried the show, it didn't go good. And like, oh hey, we'll put out Genesis, but with a Y. And then Arnold had the really cringy smile. And then they somehow got some fake endorsement for Cameron that it's gonna rejuvenate the franchise, and it bombed. And then Dark Fate happened, and it bombed even harder. Just let it go. Stop. We don't need another Terminator movie. Like
I agree, but Nick, you have to check out season 1 and maybe parts of 2 of Sarah Connor Chronicles. It was legit, actually really good. Just forget everything else.
Well, see, I can't forget anything else. I mean, when it's the Terminator, like, and you have the continuity you're playing with, I don't forget that. It's like, for me, it's like if I was watching, I don't know, something with Spider-Man, and you're disregarding the message of Uncle Ben and great power. I have to keep that in mind. Because like it's like if all of a sudden you decide, well, he no longer had Uncle Ben in his life, and you're all of a sudden say that, well, that doesn't matter, just turn off that logic. It's like, no, man, that's not Spider-Man without it.
You might hate Sarah Connor Chronicles because by the second one, this was never fully explained because it got canceled, but there was another one of those T-1000s was building like an anti-Skynet.
Okay.
They were building like an anti-Skynet. I think like the setup was like this Skynet was supposed to, like, I guess, challenge like the real Skynet, you know, and we never know what's going to happen with that because it ended on such a cliffhanger. But that was like supposedly like the twist that this T-1000 was like building an anti-Skynet.
I don't mind if they keep something open. You still don't know because that means you can make something course corrective if it's left open. I'm fine with that, but if it's like very well defined, doesn't sounds like more like Sarah Connor Chronicles just left something open, still without defining. I have no issue with that. It's where you define things and decide to make it something else, but still pass it off as the name. Because if you have something like indirectly acknowledged, like even when they acknowledged when once again Peter became Spider-Man, there was subtle acknowledgments that Uncle Ben did die. They didn't go doing the whole, we're going to show up the entire story page for page again. But there was very subtle acknowledgments that, yes, they're betting on the audience knowing the origin story. And that's fine. I'm fine with them having this subtle acknowledgement now. Hopefully what I'm saying, clarifying, makes more sense. I have fine with having it open the air. Like, it happened. That's fine. We don't need to have that. Sorry.
So Sarah, because it got canceled, like things do like end on a very big like cliffhanger. Like John ends up in like the future. Like the and then like Derek Reese, Kyle Reese's brother, died, but now like he's alive because he got sent forward in time. And then like Cameron, the female Terminator that was protecting John throughout the entire series, who also died, is also there too. So like we never know. Like that's how the show ends. So like it's been years ago. I mean, it's been almost like 10, 11, 12 years. Like,
yeah, at this point though, we've had the show that got buried. We've got 3 movies since then that were meant to set up 3 trilogies that never happened. But Rod Mercado was at a Dell Technology World talk with James Cameron today, and Cameron spoke out about Terminator 3 that he had started writing, or a Terminator movie that he had started writing 3 months ago. But he stopped because he wanted to see how AI shakes out before he goes any further.
That's ironic.
Isn't it? Well, at first I thought, well, maybe he just wants to wait until AI is good enough to write the script for him. But
yeah, that's what I was. I was like, hold up. He's a movie that has a lot of AI themes, and he's waiting for AI to see how AI plays out. Okay, I see what he's doing there.
I was gonna say, you kind of wrote the book on this one, mofo. Like,
yeah. Anytime I mention about technology advancing to anyone, the best normie reference you can use, especially to people, I guess, who could say are above 35, is Skynet. I always use it in conversation about advanced technology. The problem is, I'm like, well, I don't want us to become Skynet.
Well, I mean, really, at this point, I mean, you went on your rant, Nick, and I can't disagree with most of what you said. The only thing about Terminator 3, for better or for worse, what's in it, the ending at least is the perfect ending for that trilogy. Why? Because it sets up the idea of it being a bootstrap paradox. And for those who don't know what that is, it's basically like, let's say that you invented time travel. So you went back in time and gave yourself a book on how to build a time machine. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Now, now that book you used to build that time machine, did you have that to build the time machine in the first place? So it creates like this weird paradox. And that's exactly what Terminator is. If you watch the first movie, it explains it exactly as what it is. They have already lost. Skynet has already lost. This is their last stitch effort to send back a Terminator back in time. And at the same time, the good side sends back John's father, Kyle. And what this does then is create this bootstrap paradox where basically John can't exist unless they send back Kyle in the first place. But, you know, at the same time, the Skynet doesn't exist unless they sent back that Terminator in the first place. So no matter what you do, no matter how you shake it out at the end of the day, Judgment Day is always going to happen. And they always have to send those guys back in time unless you change that somehow to break out of that paradox.
Okay, I was actually going to ask you, is your moral of this that no matter what happens, Judgment Day is inevitable? But you pretty much answered that there.
Yep.
Okay, I get your logic on that.
If I was James Cameron, what I would do is just make, and this is just my personal opinion, make my own de facto Terminator 3, pick up somewhere after Terminator 2 happened, but it's already, no, I take that back. Actually, it's already in the future war. This is how you end the trilogy. You basically, it's where John Connor has to sacrifice himself to change things. And he realizes after sending, Kyle back over and over and over again through this bootstrap paradox that he has to basically not send his father back in time. After they stop the Skynet from sending back the other Terminator. At that point, they have to break the time paradox. And then you just basically have him whisk away like, Infinity War after he doesn't send Kyle back in time. And that ends everything.
Do you think maybe they could have just made a movie that actually takes place after T3, almost like a Endgame Infinity War pairing?
You could
have the apocalypse be the apocalypse, and then have them be the resistance against the machines and take back the world. Basically,
that was what Salvation was supposed to be, but it underperformed, so we never got more.
So it's only like half that too, and Salvation went off the rails, unfortunately. But he's right. Like, part of what I'm saying is in Salvation, but Salvation should have ended the way I just said. It should have ended with John Connor realizing his existence is what's causing the problem, and he will know that once he changes time, that his existence won't matter.
Well,
right, because they've already won
the
war.
He had a moment to off himself in T3 when he said, "Fuck my existence," and I was like, the probability rate of you killing yourself is at 1.3%. I'll admit that one scene was funny because he thought he was basically just calling John Connor's bluff in that scene. They had a moment, man. He could have done it right then and there. Tom, you gave me something to think about with your logic there. It's gonna make me think about how I see T3. I'm not gonna lie. That really definitely made me slightly reconsider it. I might have to rewatch it just to see.
And all the other movies suck.
Oh,
because,
dude,
they go against so much other shit. But anyway, I'm not even going to get into those. But at the end of the day, I hope that Cameron puts this down and doesn't even think about it again. Terminator needs to be terminated. It needs to go away.
I agree, and I say that as a fan.
Because there's only really 2.5 good movies, really, at the end of the day, when you think about it. Maybe 3.5 good movies, depending on your point of view.
Decent TV show.
They need to stop realizing that not everything needs to be a franchise. You can have something start and end at one movie or two. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a self-contained story and letting it be. Like, what's the point of ever having a story ending if nothing ever finishes? Like, you got to end somewhere. You got to end somewhere. And
I'll say
it shuts the door down for creativity. For all we know, we have someone out there who may have a killer, I guess you could say, Terminator inspired story, and we're not going to know about it because they're being gatekept.
Well, not just that. There's not much more you can do with this story.
Yeah,
and I hate to say this,
more alternate universes, alternate timelines, because it's implied, and even the Sarah Connor Chronicles goes into this, that that these split timelines have been created because of all the time travel screw ups. And even Genesis kind of touches on that.
Boy, that was a bad movie.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But the groundwork is there, that you could argue that that through all this chumping around, that some things go out of place. And I mean, there's a way you can do a Terminator sequel, but it's just that you've had 2 failed reboots you didn't follow up with. Genesis, you didn't follow up with it. Dark Fate should never have happened. The obvious thing would have been continue the Salvation story and just give us more Future War stuff.
Well, and that's what I said earlier on Mr. H's stream. I said the best place to go here is ignore all that business and just do a Future War animated series or something like that. With all that aside, I'm going to say the most controversial thing, and I'm sorry if I'm going to upset some people, because I'm sure a lot of people are like, what do you mean? I would love a Terminator movie written by James Cameron. James Cameron is one of the most overrated fucking directors in the world.
Agreed.
He has never had an original idea in his fucking life.
Nope.
And everything that he has done has been ripped off of something else. I've said it. There you go. Because he even got sued by Harlan Ellison and God knows how many other people when it came to Terminator 1.
You know who he rips off the most, Tom? You know who he rips off the most? Himself.
And then, that
he
too.
Ripped it up.
He ripped
Aliens.
off himself.
Aliens was not only a sequel; it's just basically Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
The Abyss. There's a billion stories about aliens in the water. Yep. I'm sorry, 6.
Here's the thing.
I love Terminator and I love Terminator 2. That's where she went. She's
I'm sorry, 6.
I'm sorry, 6.
I love Terminator.
I do too.
I like True Lies.
But as much as I love Terminator 2 and will agree with most people that it is a superior sequel to the original, guess what? It's the same script, the same scenes. The only difference is different characters are saying the same lines that people said in the first movie. No. Instead of Kyle Reese saying, "Come with me if you want to live," you got Arnold saying, "Come with me if you want to live." It's and instead of an arcade, it's in a mall.
It's very entertaining.
Instead of in a techno club, it's an arcade in the mall. You know, that's the only differences. It's the same shit. It even ends in a factory, just like the original.
You could still be a ripoff of something and still be enjoyable.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. But my point is this: as much as I love the guy, I don't need another Terminator movie from him.
No, we don't. And
that's my fucking point.
I don't want it from anyone. I don't want it from anyone. We've had enough. Make something. Create.
Yeah, new franchises.
Or rip off something else. Just go, since that's what James Cameron does best, even with his good movies, which I love. And and trust me, I'm a big True Lies guy. Love that movie. I do. Just let it go. Why? Come on. Why are these guys hanging on to all these franchises? Do they not look at how bad Dark Fate did and say, okay, you know what? We tried this now 4 times. 4 times. And they keep every time when the new one comes out, oh, this disregards the previous one. Oh, this disregards the previous one again. This one.
Yeah, that's my frustration too. They can't keep to one idea. Salvation, keeps continuity from 3. They should have just continued the story from there. But then, they had this Genesis thing, and then they set up all this weird shit after Genesis, which didn't get followed up. And then Dark Fate, like I didn't even see Dark
Well,
Fate. I
as
heard
I said,
enough.
each one of those movies was supposed to be setting up a trilogy that never happened.
Yeah.
And yes, even True Lies is a remake, and Titanic is based on a true story.
Oh,
and I'm not even going to bitch about the blue people. So look, I'm sorry, Six. I just had to let that out.
I didn't know.
And I see people giving my boy Tarantino some shit in the chat. Well, guess what? He had a winner today. He had a nice interview come out about his next movie, and Lionsgate forked over the money to get the rights to Kill Bill and Jackie Brown to put them out on 4K this year. So,
no,
nice.
What?
No. I'm not. Cameron's he's okay as a director, but he's not great. He doesn't do anything that anybody else couldn't do with the same scripts. Cameron, he's just overrated at the end of the day. Sorry. He reminds me of Ridley Scott. I said it. I fucking said it.
Oh, that's an interesting. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Oh wow.
I don't know how I feel about that
a hack.
Now put it this way.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I'm going with Klobby.
At least Ridley Scott has done some more original stuff, though.
I know he's prolific. That's what I'm saying. He does so much. He's a hack. Whereas if Cameron did as much as he did, he would probably be the same kind of hack. Once in a while, something good and a lot of crap.
But I'm going to spare everybody of the Tarantino fest of myself today. I just did that on my own. I don't need to share that with everybody.
We got to have engagement like this. I don't know how I feel about your comment on Scott. However, I do agree with Klobby and Sensei as a hack because I feel like movies like Alien were freaking. Or what was the other one? Black Rain.
Blade Runner.
Dude.
He's done a lot of other stuff. That's been
Tony Scott can direct circles around his brother. There, I said it.
Yeah. Oh,
Ridley,
I'm saying Ridley's done some blah stuff too. It's all, but nice.
Of course he has.
Oh, name one movie besides Alien that he hasn't had to do 10 different fucking versions of to get his vision across.
Blade Runner?
I don't know.
He's got 5 of those.
Yes.
All I know is Prometheus was god awful.
Those are the only ones he hasn't gone back to mess with yet. We'll see how long that takes.
I don't know how many endings he
he
has of Black Rain, but I freaking love Black Rain.
And no, I would never call Scorsese overrated. No. Sorry, but I didn't mean to
I
step
like
on the
all
Black
his
Rain
movies except the newest one he did. What was that one he did for Netflix? That was the only one I didn't like of his.
Scorsese?
Yeah.
What's it called? Oh, I love that one. That was good. I know it's bullshit, but I liked it.
I feel like it could have been trimmed down a whole hour.
Oh, probably.
And it's The Irishman. Thank you.
The
Chad.
Irishman,
Thank
yeah.
you. I didn't hate it. Also, like I actually praised the CGI in the movie, but the problem is you can still tell with the way they are moving, the way they moved versus how they looked was it definitely made it harder for me to see it. But yeah, it was just too much fat. I didn't hate it. I was not wild about it, and that's fine. If the worst of your catalog is I didn't hate it, hey, most directors have a dud or even something outright bad. I thought it was just like
I liked it, but yeah, he was a bit overindulgent. Why? Because he was able to, because it was a Netflix movie. What it was basically the director's cut of a movie that, yeah, if it was in theaters, we probably would have got a 2.5-hour version. You're not wrong.
Go ahead. I was going to
No,
say quickly, I love seeing all the acknowledgments of Black Rain. Let me know out there. There's more people seeing Black Rain.
That's all I
love. Look at his filmography. He's got some drivel on here. Sorry.
It's also got the best Hans Zimmer score too.
Scott.
Oh, Scott. Oh yeah.
Tony though has got the better films pound for pound.
Yeah.
Mecha J says, why was Cameron even writing for a new Terminator movie? I thought he wanted to be done with the series after T2 because they're going to make one with or without him at this point. Because he went and he had sold his bit of the rights years ago. Then he went and got him back with the 35-year deal or whatever it is. Then he turned around and sold those rights right back off to the same people he got the rights back from. So they're going to keep making movies until something sticks. So don't worry, folks. We're going to get another Terminator movie. The only difference will probably Schwarzenegger won't be involved. That's going to be the only difference. Because that's why he said it in his recent interview where he's kind of done with it. Because he knows.
Oh, no. Arnold won't be done unless James Cameron comes calling. Arnold will
even
backtrack.
then, at this point, what are you going to do with him? Unless it's just with a voice.
They sidelined his character in Dark Fate from what I hear.
Exactly.
So, like,
And
yeah,
he's-
Arnold's done.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I hope you're right.
They made him a sexless. They put him in a sexless marriage and made him an interior fucking decorator. Am I the only one who watched that movie on this channel? Right
Yes,
now?
because I
Holy
saw the trailer
shit.
for it, and I'm like, no, thank
They
you.
cucked the fuck out of him in that movie.
Of course
Oh,
they
God.
did.
It
Of
doesn't
course they
surprise me.
did.
The marketing was like Ghostbusters 2016 levels of woke.
Not to mention, it's the same one that kills John Connor in the beginning of the movie.
I heard that you barely see him, and apparently they even. And you tell me if this didn't happen, Tom. But apparently they even made Sarah Connor look bad. I'm like, bro,
Well, that's what I said. It makes Sarah Connor a failure if you think about it, because this is like only like not even like a year after T2 where it picks up. They're sitting in this fucking like a restaurant and down into the somewhere in the coast somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it is, if it's in the Bahamas or somewhere else. And they're just sitting there, and all of a sudden Arnold walks in and just blows him away.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so you just made Sarah Connor a fucking failure. She spent her entire life keeping this kid safe. And you didn't even have her take the bullet for him at that point?
Unreal.
Yeah, the moment I learned about that, I decided I'm not going to watch the movie, and I don't think I ever
why
will.
would you kill John like that? There's a million other ways you could have killed John that would have made much more sense. And it's all just so they could, usurp him for this somebody we've never heard of before character and the LGBTQ 1000.
That was a great name.
And really, at the end of the day, all you had to do was get Edward Furlong in there because they paid him anyway, and you just play into the fact that he's this burnt out, post-alcoholic drug addict. You make it that that's what happened to his life after Sarah had set him up for basically nothing but failure. You give him a Rambo moment where him and Sarah have a falling out where he's like, look, you set me up to be the leader of the world, against the AI of a judgment day that never fucking happened. And look at me, I'm a burnt out drunk who can't keep a job parking cars because of you and what you did to me. And he blames her for the whole thing. And he's got like this daughter with Catherine Brewster that he's, estranged from. And I know we hate this idea because it's what we're so used to, but here's the catch, is he sacrifices himself by saving her from a Terminator. And guess who's left to train her? Sarah Connor. Duh. How is that not a much better fucking movie at the end of the day? And you have a reprogrammed Arnold Schwarzenegger there to back him up.
But that would involve him doing right and being an actual like hero, and well,
And that's what you have it be about in the beginning, is he's trying to reconnect with his daughter, and his daughter won't reconnect with him because he's so estranged from her, and he just in turn blames Sarah for it. But then, she realizes that shit's hitting the fan, and she's the only one who could train this kid.
I mean, the marketing for Dark Fate was just so anti-man that, that was just the furthest thing. Like, the director did not hide that his like agenda. He even made the Sarah Connor actress. I forget the original one.
From
she
the
made
show.
No, that was Cersei Lannister's. But no, like the original Sarah Connor from the original.
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, he made Linda Hamilton like say some like antagonistic shit about like men or something, like 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 this movie, like it's gonna make men like
cry or something like that. Yeah, I remember he did say something along the lines. He said Tim Miller. He said
Tim
something
Miller,
along the lines of like misogynist or gonna be like scared of the flick. I can't remember what the exact words were. There was something.
No,
along
instead
the
they
lines...
turn Linda Hamilton into a burnout fucking whatever in the movie instead. And I see some people saying it's well, and you could consider it that, but at the same time, it's just a situation where him and Catherine get killed because that's who the Terminator's going after, plus the daughter, to kill the whole family. But they save the daughter, and that's where, Linda Hamilton has to step up and, kind of, it's her fault in a way, not in a fault of her own, because she knows what she's trying to train her son for. But at the end of the day, it's her fault that he's a burnout, not his, right? He's trying. You keep showing that he's trying, but he just can't keep it together because he's been trained to be this military guy, and he's got all this PTSD from the second film and shit.
I just hate when movies like, that are supposed to be sequels just completely disregard what came before and they don't build off of the original story. So like, like all that like stuff with Terminator 1, Terminator 2. So like killing off John Connor, that the audience feels ripped off. Like just when the start of the movie.
Well, you don't even have to necessarily do that anyway.
How did Tim Miller? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just trying to rewrite their own movie they already made. That's what I was doing.
So, yeah.
I just don't understand how Tim Miller went from making Deadpool, having a blockbuster hit out of that, and now all of a sudden going and doing Dark Fate. Like what a bait and switch that is. Like I'm not one of those people who was as over the moon as everyone else was about Deadpool. Like I liked it. I didn't necessarily love it.
I only liked the first one really, but yeah.
No, I don't like the second movie at all. But I do like it. I thought it was fairly fun and enjoyable, and actually liked how much heart the first movie had. I thought that was really cool because I've only liked one comic run from Deadpool ever, and that was by Joe Kelly. Only one ever that exists in my mind. But he went from doing that to doing Dark Fate. Like, that was within 3 years. 3 years. And all of a sudden, he became, like, you could have swore if you had only seen him based on Dark Fate and the way he's acting, you would have never swore he made Deadpool. But, hey, I guess some people actually do change. Man.
It's probably just trying to cash in on a trend. He thought that was going to be the big popular thing in Hollywood, and he was completely fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Warrior Justice says you call a robotic abortion Dr. Oh, now you're going back down that road. SGT Point Blank says Age of Innocence is the best Scorsese movie. Fight me. Honestly, that's one of the only ones I haven't watched yet. I've seen all of his movies, but like that one and like maybe one or two others. Warrior Justice says say my pronouns if you want to live. LGBT. Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong there. But all right, we got some more news to discuss here. Elizabeth Olsen confirmed that since the writers decided they weren't going to watch the show that this movie was a sequel to, she decided she wasn't going to read the rewrites.
Nice.
I mean, I figure we all suspected this in the first case, but it's nice to have it confirmed.
Yeah, there's so many inconsistencies.
Yeah, she said there were so many drafts during shooting that she just quit reading them. I don't blame her.
Nah.
I mean, it's her own fault for writing a bad fucking movie where she was clearly should be the villain, right? But this goes to show where they don't understand heroes and villains anymore.
No, they don't. They had that writer from Loki season 1. They promoted him to do this movie. And on top of it, this was hard. This wasn't even a sequel to Doctor Strange. It was a sequel to WandaVision. And on top of it, they made Wanda Maximoff's character do an absolute 360. She started off as a villain in Age of Ultron, but when Hawkeye said the minute you walk out of that room where they're doing the battle against Ultron, he said the minute you walk out here, you are an Avenger. And when you go out there, and she went and at that moment when she saw her brother die, she became a hero. And they brought her back to being a villain. Not only did they bring her back to being a villain, they brought her back worse than ever than she was to begin with. A, B, they made her be doing on her own merits, which is even worse because a lot of people were theorizing that maybe she was like under control or something, but like a Mephisto or an Agatha. But no, it was worse because they're like, oh no, she actually was doing that the entire time herself. Like, bro, that's worse. That's worse. Because that damages her entire character arc.
Yeah,
her character arc is absolutely destroyed.
They ruined her character.
TV show destroyed a character.
Oh yeah, it's straight up destroyed.
They're not as bad as Doctor Strange. Like, okay,
Yeah,
like she had some bumps in the.
No,
in the
you needed that movie to complete it. That WandaVision was step one.
Damage was done.
Mom of Madness was.
Now that movie could have repaired it, but it didn't. So yeah,
You're right.
Yeah,
no,
you're
Bobby,
right.
that's a
It
good
could have.
point.
It could have rebound like, like what she does
Maybe.
in Doctor Strange is like way worse. Like, yeah, they character assassinated her, brainwashing the town and stuff like that. But you had the building, you had a redemption. Like,
fuck her
thing set
redemption.
up.
They should have made her the villain. They didn't go all the way. They were trying to. She's half-assed the villain, but they redeem her at the end. I don't think they should have went that far. This bitch has already gone way past the point of fucking no return. She's kept a city hostage. She's gone crazy because she lost her fake fucking boyfriend Bob, and she fucking
fake children,
and her fake fucking children that don't even exist in this fucking span. But she's gonna kidnap them from herself. She is a fucking villain. Yet they tried to make her like sympathetic to the point at the end of the movie. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
This should be your big
keeps
bad.
making excuses for her.
I'm gonna go with the route that she should have just never been a villain again, because it made her character start where she left off, go back to where she started, and now her character arc feels useless.
Maybe in that respect, but where they were headed with it, that's the only logical place, and that's where I
agree with your idea.
These guys just don't understand anymore. They don't understand what makes a hero a hero. They don't understand what makes a villain a villain.
Well, you
a
got
villain is somebody who has something tragic happen to them, and they take it out on society. That's exactly what she was fucking doing. She lost her brother. She lost her boyfriend. She doesn't have kids that in this.
And her brother wasn't
on everybody else.
Yeah. Yep. They oh man, it bums me.
And the hero is the person who has that shit happen to him, but yet they rise above it. And they try to make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else again. Like Batman.
You're right. I do agree in that regard. I'm just one of those people where she was already a villain. To me, it didn't make sense to make her a villain again. Like it should have been Nightmare who should have been the villain of Mom. And as far as WandaVision, if they really want to make her a prisoner of town, they should have made her do it under someone's watch, or someone who made her do that. Because it's not like there isn't a shortage of characters that exist that can make her do that.
True.
You have Mephisto, you have Dormammu, you have so many magic-based characters who could do that. So it's not like it's not out of the line of possibility. They could have done that, but no, they made her do it on her own, and that's so much worse. And then they gave her even worse on top of just feelings, off state of mind feelings.
Well,
nothing. Oh man, I'm sorry. This really bummed me out because she was one of the female characters I actually really did like.
Oh,
in the
same.
MCU.
She was my favorite, like one of my favorites. Like, absolutely. Like Elizabeth Olsen's a great actress, and she's super hot.
But she couldn't hang on to the accent.
Oh yeah, like they completely dropped it.
That accent is about as fluid as can be, man. Like, it's about as bad as like with the shit they try pulling with like fucking Natasha too a little bit. But anyhow, since this was the best Marvel movie of last year, I don't hear any arguments there.
Wow.
It was the only Marvel movie I bothered seeing last year.
It was the only one that was not fucking horrible. It was bad, but it wasn't fucking horrible.
It is.
Oh God! I'm glad I didn't see the others.
I mean, there were like it was a mess movie, but it was like there were some bits that were some cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool I will agree. The music note battle, but that was cool. Zombie Strange.
But
it had its moments.
It's not unbelievably horrible. Like
it wasn't as bad as Thor: Love and Blunder.
Or Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever. Those are two such bad movies that it wasn't that bad.
That's what I'm saying. It was the best Marvel movie of 2022.
Well, when you put it that way, it was still bad by Marvel standards. Like by good.
I don't know. Recent
unless if we're gonna allow Morbius in this, then Morbius is the best one. But I digress.
He's a Marvel character.
It's Morbid time.
It is Morbid time.
He's a Marvel character.
Let's exactly see what Elizabeth had to say on this. She goes, she was on the Happy Sad podcast and reveals that things were such a mess that she stopped reading the script because there were so many different drafts, which means things changed so many times she couldn't and didn't want to keep up and waste her time. When asked about what was shown in the theaters compared to the initial script, Olsen responded, "It resembled more than I thought it was going to." I mean, there were definitely moments there or moments where there's a point in the making of the movie where I just stopped reading drafts. Olsen continued, I was just like, this is going to change again. Just keep me posted with the information I need, and you guys fill in the blanks that you need. But I'll just keep in my lane. That was one wild ride. Wow.
Oh wow.
Okay, that
Burn.
is really great words from Elizabeth Olsen. I gotta give it to her on that one. That was really well worded. Go ahead, Tom.
The rest of it's just nonsense. Nobody gives a shit about. That was just
script was an absolute mess. The middle is completely boring. Like, the only like decent things that happen in that movie happen at the beginning and at the climax. But that whole middle section of the movie where they're in that weird world with free food, completely boring. Like the whole Illuminati thing, worthless, pointless.
Yep.
The Illuminati should have never been a thing, and that pissed me off because they had Agent Carter and what's her face? That was Captain Marvel. Refresh me, Clobby. What's her face?
You mean
Maria Rambeau. Maria Rambeau.
Character?
Yeah, she was Captain Marvel in it. Which I get why they did, because technically she in the comic book she was a Captain Marvel before Brie Larson. But it was clear that they were there to make the men look like idiots. And which is funny because the men in that space were supposed to be some of the brightest minds ever. And they made them all the absolute dumbasses of them all. And then they made Black Bolt, but they hyped him up to be the super powerful guy that in less than 5 minutes absolutely destroyed him. And Black Bolt is not stupid like that. No, fuck that shit. Then Reed Richards with the whole, oh, it's okay if they don't have their dad. I'll just kill you anyways, as long as they have their mom.
They turned Reed Richards into spaghetti.
Fuck off. You know what?
Garbage.
I love Sam Raimi. I always respect him. But at that moment, a sliver of respect was tarnished away.
Oh, that was Marvel. I'm sure Raimi was like under a belt.
Even if that's true, I don't care. He was part of the mess. He's complicit. But you might be right.
Well, this leads into our final story here, and that is that Marvel has to start over from scratch on Avengers Kang Dynasty, according to Jeff Snyder.
Oh, so they are scrapping the movie. Oh my god.
Like I said, he's already been fired as far as I've heard. Well, let's see what Jeff Snyder had to say. Jeff Snyder says, originally Jeff Loveness, the writer of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, was selected to script the upcoming 5th Avengers film and had talked about it a few times in various interviews since the last film came out. But the word is now that Loveness has been let go from the project and Marvel is basically starting over, according to Jeff Snyder. Even though there is a writer's strike happening right now, the removal was said to have happened a while back. It's unclear how much of this change was predicated by the critical response to Quantumania, or if it had if it was more about the current take on the project. Marvel has changed writers on a handful of projects in the last few months that may be associated with an overall response to post-Endgame releases. This film, and this is where I think the major issue comes in, right? Yeah. This film has to deal with the pending legal issues of its titular star, played by Jonathan Majors. It's set to be in theaters May 2nd, 2025, but that could change. Now, I wish Script Doctor was here, because I have a feeling why this is relevant. It's a theory, but I want to get you all's take on this first. Let's start with Dash. What's your take on why Marvel has to start over with this Kang Dynasty business?
Well, things are not looking good for Majors, so they have two options: either find a new Thanos type villain, or recast. And so it looks like they might just be going with scrapping the whole Kang storyline entirely, which honestly I think might be their best option, because the Guardian, the High Evolutionary was from what I understand, was a much better villain than Kang was in Ant-Man. I have not seen anything with Jonathan Majors in it. I did not watch Loki. I canceled my Disney Plus, and I did not see Quantumanium. So, but I did see Guardians 3, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. That's my take.
All right, Clobby, what about you?
What about this thing here? This movie that's never going to get made?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not gonna get made at all. Interesting take. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. They're gonna. I don't know. Start over from scratch. Yes. So the Avengers, the Girl Avengers movie, is going to have to be redone. Yes, they'll think of some. They'll probably just come up with another. They'll come up with another villain. Kang is an important Avengers villain for sure, but they'll think of somebody else. I mean, I don't know. He's out for sure, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to find some other older Avengers story to strip mine like they always do for their stories, and they'll just they'll get rid of Kang. Let's see, Nick, who do you think they're gonna use? Since they can't use Kang, maybe they'll just not make an FF movie and use an appropriate Doctor Doom, and turn him into a sick version of Kang. I wish I was kidding. I am sort of kidding. There are other Avengers characters they could use, not quite like Kang, though.
Well, what do you think, CC, while he's thinking?
I'm not sure.
I think that when they say start over from scratch, it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing I think it should mean, which is that they just go back to the snap. That's all they really have to do. Is go back to that moment. You have the Fantastic Four, you have X-Men, you can still have Kang, you can have a whole lot of things and just go from there. And Marvel has the benefit that it's that easy, that there's a very definitive point. And they don't, like it goes to that whole thing with Disney Plus taking things off. And I agree with you, Tom. We should not delete things from history, even if they're bad, even if we don't agree with them. But one way to do it is to put them in a separate category, a place where people can find them, that they're available, they're searchable, but they're not up on the front page. And they can do that with Phase 4. And I guess what's become the beginning is of Phase 5. I don't know if they're going to turn that ship and they're going to change this anytime soon. Thanks to Midnight Edge and my brother-in-law who's big into ESG, I've learned a lot more about that lately. And that makes me wonder, because when finances are on the line, when you can't get loans unless you do the thing, this could go on for a while. But that's my thought. That there is a simple solution, and you don't have to erase everything you did in Phase 4. You can still have it there, but it can be separate. And you go from the snap as another unit, as another branch of the timeline that you've already set up, because you're in this whole multiverse thing, and you have that clean slate. You go forward with it.
Someone mentioned, a couple people mentioned in the chat, the Beyonder. Yeah, I mean they would take something like that maybe, or the Beyonder, or someone mentioned Korvac, the Michael Korvac saga. There are a lot of things they could do. How about recasting Kang?
That would be easy.
Well, I think that's probably the most likely scenario. But Nick, before I give my theory on this, what's your take?
I don't honestly think when people hear that they're starting from scratch, I think some people are hearing it a little bit too literally, which I don't blame them. I think it's just they're starting over from scratch with the idea of what they want for the story and how they're going to approach it. Obviously, I think they're just going to recast Kang. The only way I would think that they wouldn't recast Kang is if they renamed the movie without Kang's name, because if it's going to be called Avengers Kang Dynasty, they're going to either recast Kang or somehow, some way stick by Jonathan Majors, one or the other. But I don't see this being without Kang. I really don't. Now, that said, I do like Kang. I've read quite a few comics with the Conqueror himself. I've not seen Quantumania. I probably never will. But if I were interested, hypothetically speaking, I would like to see Kang utilized like that. And he's never really been that big name of a villain. Like, he's had some decent story arcs. He has, but he's been nowhere near some of the levels that some other villains have. But I do feel like he's always had the potential to be that. I don't, but he's definitely like, he's nowhere near a Thanos in the comic books. He's nowhere near a Galactus in the comic books. Like, he's not, he doesn't have the, like, even though like this is, we're talking a world villain compared to a city villain, but if we're just comparing by how much of an impact they've had, he, like, the way Kang doesn't have the same impact to the Avengers the same way Green Goblin has an impact to Spider-Man. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see him be beyond that, but he's never really truly had that. You could do a Nihilist too. There's many characters. If you really want to replace Kang, you have a lot of characters you can do it with, but if you're going to do it, adopt it faithfully. Otherwise, you've already started trying to do whatever you're doing with Kang. I guess you might as well complete the job on fucking him up rather than adopt a character who's not been adopted and screw up that character. So I guess just finish the job. Since you're already down the well, you've already started your job and you've already fricked it up. So you might as well just go all the way with it. So yeah.
Well, those are interesting takes, and you guys could be right. From what I'm gathering here, though, I think that this is a sign that they have moved on and they're possibly already have picked a new actor, because they said this happened a while back. Yeah, it probably happened a while back, a few weeks ago, when I heard that he got shit canned. They knew they were going to have to rewrite this thing, because I remember I had a source that was feeding me info during Marvel's negotiations with Blade, Wesley Snipes, because if he would have been a part of it, he gets to bring in his own writing team to work on certain elements of the script. So that's what I think that's a sign of here, is that whoever they brought on or whoever they've decided to replace him with is coming in to do their part of the script as well. But of course, now they can't do shit until after the writer's strike. But at the end of the day, even though it's being recast, I think you guys are also right where they're going to just try and move away from, like, they're going to just have to wrap this up and move on to something else. It's too distracting. And they really got to revamp everything anyway after this phase, right? I feel like they're just going to kind of limp through the end of this just to try and kind of wrap it up in some way in a bow and try to reinvigorate everything somehow. Of course, they've got the X-Men, Fantastic Four on. We know that they've been, heavy rumors on the Fantastic Four casting side of things. So we'll have to see how they go from here. But that's my take on this. I think that with a new actor comes new writers. That's just my opinion. I was wishing Script Doctor could be here to either back me up or correct me on that one. But I don't know what you guys think of that, but that's my take.
No, I believe it. I'm with you.
All I got.
Well, I know Script thinks that the strike will affect who is writing what.
That too.
Some people will get left behind.
Oh, they definitely will.
Or it just means that the script was still not up to snuff. Either way. Because I don't think they're going to do any kind of multiverse shenanigans. I think they're just going to recast him like they did other people in the past without even pretending. You know what I mean? Like, to try and work around it. I don't see this as any kind of multiverse play they're going to do, because they've already shown the multiple Kangs. They all look like the original one. So he's just going to be recast with a different actor. We're going to go forward like they did with Rhodey, and they will be doing with Harrison Ford, and like they did with Mark Ruffalo and so on. It's just, that's what it'll be. You're just supposed to pretend it's the same guy at the end of the day. But I guess that's it. We crammed a lot of news into 2 hours. Holy crap. I want to say sorry to Six that I upset her and the blue people.
Sorry, Six, that Tom upset.
And the blue people.
She comes back, first time back in forever, and of course I piss her off right away. She
Sorry, Six.
I didn't mean to.
Bad Tom.
I know I am a bad Tom sometimes. But let's see what you guys got going on. Dash, tell us a little bit about yourself, since the audience didn't really get to know you yet. I should have done this sooner, but
yeah,
you got a channel and whatnot, or what's going on with you?
Yeah, so I'm a VTuber. I cover stuff in entertainment, like pop culture, video games and TV sometimes. Like anything I feel like covering, and I play video games on my channel. I also do a talk show on Andy Matrix's channel where I co-host. We have like a little anime Japanese culture thing going on there. That's Andy Matrix TV. Go subscribe to him. I'm there most Saturdays. Not this Saturday though, because I'm going to be celebrating my birthday.
Well, happy birthday this Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, she says she's not pissed off. I know she's got a nap. I think she's got to work tonight. I'm just picking on you, Six, but I'm sorry. You were the one with all the nasty ass faces in the chat.
Yeah, so like if you wanted like to hear like video game news and you don't hear it from like some of the other channels, like I'm your guy. I got it covered. What's a VTuber? Johnny says. VTuber is what it is. It means virtual YouTuber. I have a model that I'm controlling with a motion body cam.
I need one of those.
I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're expensive though.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I've heard.
Well, how does Toxic Man Flute do it so easily?
He probably commissioned one, like me.
Maybe. I'll have to ask him. All right. Well, thank you for that, Dash. So check that out. And then we got Klobby. What you got coming up?
Well, in a little less than an hour, I've got the clubhouse tonight with my wonderful first officer Raquel and our great chief engineer Mark D with us. Talking we're reviewing some more Tales of Tomorrow shows and more UFO episodes and other stuff. Maybe we'll talk a little Star Wars tonight. Tonight is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and of course the 40 whatever of Star Wars 77, and
the real Star.
Not too far, many days off from Empire Strikes Back 43rd. So real Star Wars Day should be today, 25th. So a little bit of that. Awesome. So yeah, and then of course I'll be hanging with Nick. I'll let Nick tell you about what we're doing tomorrow night. But Saturday night Star Trek, of course. Awesome, as always, 9 p.m. Central. So looking forward to that, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. CC.
Well, you know that old Simpsons gag where Homer puts on the glasses that makes it look like he's awake, but he's sleeping?
Yeah.
That's basically my plans for the next few weeks. I got a whole bunch of tracks I've already finished, and I'm going to trickle them out over the next few weeks. So it looks like I'm working really hard, but in fact, I'm just gaming and sleeping.
Nice. Sounds like a plan.
Usual Friday nights.
Karaoke.
10 p.m. Pacific time.
All right. Nick. We'll be on Thursday Night Throwdown. There he is.
Yes, I'll be on Thursday Night Throwdown in a few minutes. Comic Shop Talk tomorrow night. 99th episode tomorrow. And I posted a video earlier this week on the Chuck Dixon Rippaverse stuff and my thoughts on that. And I did a one-on-one today conversation with Hojo. He's one of the, I guess you could say, writers of the Iron Age. We talked about his comic, The Mythicals, earlier. And, of course, next week on Toxic Tuesday, we'll be talking Heartbreak Ridge. And I'll be having more videos to come on Rippaverse announcements. So, yeah, keep your eyes and ears open for that. Of course, you can find me here and on the Comics Division channel. Thank you for having me, Tom. Good to hang out with you, CC, Klobby, and Dash Attack once more. And good night to the chat if you're not coming to TNT. And thank you to our lunches. Thank you.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, I should be on TNT a little later, but I'm going to head over to Andrew's first. He's celebrating 95K subscribers. So I'm going to stop by there first. This is going to lead you over to there, and then hopefully you follow me over to TNT. Andrew of Legal Mindset.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll head over there after this. So see you guys there, hopefully. Otherwise, I'll be on TNT later. And, of course, the morning show tomorrow, at least until my doctor's appointment. So.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Good luck with that, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
My shit. This is totally something else. We'll see. All right. Take care of yourself, guys, and each other.
Yeah.
And
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, everyone.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
They're not people. They're hippies.